All right, that was Governor Whitmer from Washington on Wednesday. Let's stay with the pandemic response now with the state's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Janae Caldoun, who joins us again from Lansing. Dr. Caldoun, good to talk to you again. Bring me up to date on where you feel we are right now with our vaccine response. Clearly, I think everybody would allow that it was bumpy rolling it out in Michigan. We were seemed behind the rest of the country. We've caught up a bit. Where's your confidence level in where we are at the moment?
You know, I think it was bumpy, quite frankly, across the entire country when it comes to the vaccine rollout. I'm quite pleased with the progress we've made in Michigan. Because of the work of our local health departments, our hospitals, our pharmacies, we are getting shots in arms. We've gone up, as you indicated, more than 20 spots when it comes to comparing us to other states and the percent of our population that's been vaccinated. So I'm quite pleased with our response.
When we look at we kind of put out a chart of when people can expect to get it, and if you're not in that upper sort of tier of either the elderly, pre-existing conditions, healthcare workers, all of that. If you're just sort of a normal Michigander, that looks really daunting to think it may be August. Is that expectation management, or do you think that is really how long it's going to take to get these out?
You know, I'll tell you, I'm quite frustrated. We simply don't have enough vaccines in the state of Michigan. We've been in conversation with the Biden administration. I know they're doing everything they can to make sure every state has access to every vaccine that's available. But unfortunately, right now, there's simply not enough available, even for the people who are currently eligible under our guidelines. So we want everyone who would like to be vaccinated to get that. But unfortunately, at this time, people will have to be patient until we get more vaccine into the state.
The other thing that is, I think we're starting to realize, and we've known that this was going to be a really complicating factor all along, but the fact that for most of these so far, we're still waiting on Johnson & Johnson, but that these are a two vaccine protocol, we're starting to appreciate how cumbersome that is, aren't we?
Absolutely. I mean, the logistics of the operation are quite cumbersome. The Pfizer vaccine has to be stored at these ultra cold temperatures. You have to manage scheduling 2 different doses. We don't want people just showing up without an appointment. So all of these things make it very complex. And it's partly why, to be honest with you, it's been a little bit bumpy when it comes to rolling out these vaccines.
The other thing of us trying to sort of have these layers of who should get it first and who shouldn't is also going to lead inevitably to people. We get these reports every once in a while about somebody trying to jump the line, or somebody's got enough money that they can find a way to get the vaccine. Should we spend a lot of time worried about people hopping the line, or should our focus just be on let's get the shot into as many people as we can?
You know, I'll say that equity is incredibly important. That's why we've moved forward with our essential workers, those working on the front lines, those who are age 65 and up. We don't have vaccine police that are checking everyone to make sure they're not jumping in front of someone else. And I can say that, there's no shot that goes in an arm is wasted at this point. No one is immune, and so every shot is a good shot. That said, we are really working with our local health departments, driving forward equity, reaching vulnerable populations, and making sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to get this vaccine.
Lastly, I mentioned the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a one-shot protocol. It still has not been approved for emergency use, but if and when it is, how much of a game changer would that be?
You know, I think it will be a little bit of a game changer. Again, I've been in conversations with the Biden administration. I don't know how much of that particular vaccine would be available to us, but again, any additional vaccine would be welcome. We also don't have the data yet as far as how effective it may be and in what population. So we'll continue to look at that. And when they, apply for their EUA, we'll look at that data and determine how to best move forward.
A long, long way to go, obviously, for us. Dr. Janae Caldoun, we so appreciate the update. We'll talk to you again soon. Stay safe.
You as well.
You bet. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll bring the roundtable in right after this. This is Flashpoint on Local 4.